What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka NinosCorner, man. First off, if you like this content that is coming your way, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, get all the notifications. Hey, if you're not looking at this on YouTube and you're hearing this like on a podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher Breaker, 5-star comment, review, like everything. But today's a special day, man. I got my brother from another, Chris with a K.
What's
He's
up?
he's with me today. We're going to be talking about the off season here for Texas and OU, and also the 2023 Texas recruiting. I don't know too much about OU right now with their class right now, but Texas is doing their thing right now. You know what I'm talking about? But Chris, what's going on, man?
Man, not much, man. Just living the dream, working. You know what I'm saying? Boomer Sooner in around here. You know, the boys is getting ready. 2023 about to be lit. You know what I'm saying? Big 12 chance. We coming for that. That's what we doing. But no, man, everything's going great, man. It's been a while since we've been on, man. It's been a while. You, me, Seth, and Nick, and Steven, it's almost that time. It's
It's almost
almost
that
that
time.
time.
It's almost that time. I think you're right, man. I think you're right. It's definitely almost that time. Texas has been a little busy over here getting recruits. You know what I'm talking about? Getting number one classes right quick. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't really had that much time. We've been kind of doing other stuff, filming videos and things like that. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, you know. This isn't the first time you guys have had a great class or a top five, top 10 class. So, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. You know, what they call y'all on Twitter in the Twitter spaces, all season you, the off season champs.
Hey,
Hey, I
hey,
mean,
hey! I have told you about those classes. Those top five classes weren't cohesive classes. No offensive lineman, no defensive lineman. Things are
look,
changing. Things are
look.
changing.
So here's another thing. You already sipping the Kool-Aid. Go ahead, pull up that glass. Go
Oh, this
ahead,
ain't
pull
no
up the
Kool Aid.
glass.
Hey, man, that's
Go ahead, pull up the glass. You already sipping the Kool-Aid. So that's the problem right there. You already sipping the Kool-Aid.
that's that
So
grown man Kool Aid.
you so far in. You so far in.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. But 2023 recruiting, man. So I know that everybody's kind of been seeing what's going on here in Texas. Arch Manning coming here. Um, we got a bunch of other recruits that just came in too, man. Jonte Cook also, man. He just came in today. Arch is tight end. Randall. 4 offensive linemen coming in on one day as well.
I
So we've
thought
been
y'all
kind of
already had. I thought y'all already had Arch's his tight end.
yeah. So he was the first actually to drop, and then after him, Arch came, and then it was crazy after that. So you know, it is what it is, man. We're gonna see how this plays along on the field. It's just, I always tell my Texas, fans and everything, tamper it down. This is the class of 2023. They're not gonna be on the field this year. And honestly, we don't need any of them. Although I shouldn't say any of them, but if there is a huge amount of these folks on the field in 2023, then there's problems too as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, I think with no further ado, we already know what the elephant in the room is. Let's go ahead and talk about him. Arch Manning, man. What's up? What's your thoughts on him? I watched your video earlier today and I said, those are some cool points. That's pretty cool. I was like, I get it. I get it, the hype. But
Yeah.
you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Arch Manning, man, it's not that it's just Arch Manning. He's the, like the top recruit here in the country. What it is Texas is getting the blessing from the first family of football. Texas going 5-7 last year, losing to Kansas. I know I get it on my timeline every day. You guys lost to Kansas. Okay, whatever. Right. So, even after a season like that, for the whole Manning family to basically say, we trust Steve Sarkeesian with our golden child here for the next 3 to 4 years. To me, that was the biggest thing. Also, I think Arch coming here too is going to be a lot like when Chris Sims came. So Chris Sims came in 1999, but he came in as the last, guy in that class basically.
Yeah.
But it didn't really help for 1999. But what it did help was for 2020. Well, I'm sorry, for 2000.
Yeah.
In 2000, we got Roy Williams, Sloan, BJ, so we got 3 5-star guys at the wideout, and that's how Chris Sims helped. What Arch is doing with him coming in so early is helping us with the offensive skill position players, immensely right now. Getting that Jonte Cook was huge. Getting those 4, like linemen was huge as well. So you're already starting to see like all the fruits of the labor from him. Oh, and also getting that safety from Louisiana, man, Derek Williams. Derek Williams is he the truth, man. So and Arch is doing a lot of backdoor, repping and pumping for the squad. So when these guys come on, you see him on Instagram, he's like, welcome home, like welcome to the club, boot up. So I'm just like, hey man, he's all Texas.
So I'll say this right here. So I told you I was going to shock you tonight, right? Well, I said it on Ty's show. Shout out to my boy Ty. Shout out to Around Taylor Sports. Everybody go follow him too. But one of the things I said, hey, it's a solid pickup for Texas. I told him that in the DM, so down on the show. I said, hey, it's a solid pickup for Texas. It's a great pickup for Texas. I've seen this story so many times. Why? Because I'm an OU fan. I know about the Caleb Williams. I know about the Spencer Rattlers. I know what it does offensively for us as far as recruiting, right? So I've seen the story before. I know how it plays out. That's great. I think for me, the thing that I would say, even as an Oklahoma fan, and I'm interested in seeing, and you haven't seen it happen that often at Texas here in a while, right, is basically you guys having Quinn Ewers, who you think is going to be a top guy, top of the food chain in the college world, and then probably go off and be a first-round pick, right? And then after that, after he's done, then you got another guy who's just going to pick up where he left off. When's the last time Texas has really had that?
Honestly,
it Vince Young and Colt McCoy?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Vince and Colt.
So, I mean, and let's just be real. Even though I know that you like Malik Murphy, it's not a lot of chatter about him. And a lot of people, let's just be honest with you, there's some skepticism out there about him. A lot of people are skeptical about him, even some Texas fans, right? So
I think Texas fans really love Malik Murphy.
I think they like Malik because he stayed. And they, everybody's going to like somebody who's going to come in jam-packed right there in the middle and try to fight for his spot and fight for his right to be, starting quarterback after Quinn Ewers or Hudson Carter, whatever happens, however the QB room shuffles, right? I think everybody's going to be happy with that. But at the same time, let's not act like, Ketchum and all them weren't saying that, there's questions about his arms, questions about this, all the rest of that. They're saying that he has the intangibles, but we don't know, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, with Arch and your boy, Mullet Boy, right? I mean, Quinn Ewers.
Call that man by his name. Call that man by his name.
So with those two right there, he's smack dab in the middle. So, I mean, I don't really see him staying, right? But the whole thing is like I said, man, hey, look, props to you guys. I know how it feels. But the thing is that you go to the Twitter spaces, you hear some of everybody else talking about Texas football, and you're saying, oh, man, we're hyped, we're this and that, we're going to get this kid, that kid. We've seen it before. At the end of the day, you guys got to go prove it on the field. I know everybody in the comments, and I know everybody around the nation is like, oh, OU's only going to win 7 games, 8 games. They'll be lucky to win 9 games, whatever the case may be, right? First year coach, this and that, and this. However, our track record is pretty much proven. Yeah, we had a kind of a bad year last year. I mean, towards the end of the season, get what I'm saying? You still go 11-2. Yes, you lose a lot of key guys, but you're returning a lot of younger guys that people were excited about and people are still excited about. And also our 2023 class. I mean, although we haven't recruited at the level Texas is yet, because we have a different philosophy around here now. We just ain't giving scholarships out just to anybody.
Hold on.
You gotta come do your thing.
Hold on. Giving scholarships to anybody. You guys would take Jonte Cook in a heartbeat. If Arch Manning said he was going to come to OU, you guys would have taken Arch Manning. Yes, you would have.
Stop there.
Yes, you would have. Chris, come on. Stop it, Chris. If Arch Manning said he was going to commit to OU, BV would not tell that boy no. The number one recruit in the country.
Is he going to commit, or is he just going to say he's going to commit? Because that's loaded. That's loaded now.
He is recruiting for us behind the scenes.
So
how many guys do you know that commit but are not committed to a school are recruiting for that school? Most of these guys, when they commit and they don't know if they're going to be with that school, they just get it to get their spot until they find something better. This dude is all in. He's all in.
Nick, here's my thing. All right. I get what you're saying. A few years ago, you would have been right, but in this NIL atmosphere now, and this whole NIL,
we're talking about Arch Manning. He doesn't need NIL money.
I get it.
He's from the first family.
It's a different playground out here now.
Chris, you're talking about a guy whose uncle is Peyton Manning. His other uncle is Eli. His granddaddy is Archie Manning, and his daddy is a very successful businessman as well.
Yeah.
This guy don't need money. That family is loaded. They don't need money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't need money.
So you're going to tell me that the same thing about Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers didn't need money.
No, different. Hey, there's levels to this, Chris. You know that.
I'm just saying.
Chris, you know that. There's levels to this. There's levels to this. Hey, Meek Mill said it best. There's levels to this.
There's levels to this.
It's levels to this, man. Okay, you got one person who's rich, and you got one person who's wealthy. There's two different things. His family doesn't have to work another day in their life, and they're still going to be multi-100 millionaires.
Yeah. My whole thing is this right here. You may very well be right. But at the end of the day, we both know until they sign their name on that dotted line, it's still fair game.
That is true. That is true.
That's all that I'm saying on the back end of it.
But that's for every school. But with a family like the Mannings, this is my opinion. I think, hey, when Eli went to Ole Miss, how was Ole Miss doing? They were a garbage squad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he went there because, look, Cutcliffe went there to be the head coach. He followed there, went there, did his thing. You know, Ole Miss was nothing. When Tennessee went, so when Peyton went to Tennessee, they were good, but they weren't like lighting it up. You know, he forced his own path, and I think that's what Arch is doing. Arch loves Austin.
Yeah.
You know, you got that video that they're probably going to show every game now from now on, where him saying, "I want to go to Texas," just like they did Sam Ehlinger with the Hook'em shirt, right? So
that was that got played out so fast.
That got played out crazy. But like, just in saying that, I think when a family like that commits, they know exactly what they're doing. Yeah. They're committing early to make sure that they get all the necessary pieces that they need to get that boy set up for some kind of success when he gets here. And look, I like Arch Manning. I like Malik. I like Quinn. If I had a dream situation, a dream type of scenario, if Quinn is who we think he is, and if Quinn is who everybody thinks he is, the 1.0, batting 1,000 player, he was like the second player in the history to have a perfect rating, right? Vince and then him and then Arch, right? If he's as good as everybody thinks he is, with him actually reclassifying to come in last year, he has 2 years here on campus. He does his things, and then he goes to the league. And with a quarterback guy like Sark, I think that is very possible. Now, if that happens, Arch red shirts a year, comes in and does this thing, right? He does it for 3 years. Red shirts a year, plays for 2. Now, this would be just wishful thinking. Wishful thinking would be like, oh man, let Malik hear Sark and let him say, hey, look, I look at you like I look at Mac Jones. If you stay in the program, you're going to have your shot. It's not going to be early. It's going to be late, but I got Mac Jones in the first round. All right. So, if he sits and learns, and if everything falls into place, if Quinn's here for 2 years, Arch is here to his red shirt sophomore year, and that'll be Malik's last year. He comes in, tears up, and goes to the league. I know, Chris, that's a lot of wishful thinking,
but it's not, because I go back and say it again. It's the same thing that just happened at OU. Quarterback for SMU now. I don't know why his name is skipping my brain, but basically what I'm saying, he was smack dab in the middle of Jalen Hurts, Spencer Rattler. I've seen this story happen plenty of times.
Oh yeah. We've all seen it though.
I think that's kind of where I'm going with this as well, is that, look, it's a great pickup for you guys. You guys can host all the defensive talent that you want, all the rest of that, but at the end of the day, don't fall into the same trap that Lincoln had OU in, right? Yeah, we were able to win Big 12 championships, but we still weren't at that level to compete with Alabama, Georgia's, and we competed with Georgia, but that was probably our best shot. That was our best shot, because you saw what happened the other 2 times that we went there. I mean, let's just be honest. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But is that because Lincoln didn't shore up the lines like he should have?
I know he didn't, but at the same time,
that's the difference. Yeah. That's the difference. That's where I think Sark is kind of thinking about this. He's looking at this from like the 30,000 foot level, right?
But what did he do this past recruiting cycle? He didn't shore up the trenches either. So, I mean, you could say offensive line for the future, but defensive line he didn't.
Are you serious?
Come on, man. You guys have been talking.
You're talking about for 2022, Chris, for 2022, getting Chris Ross, Aaron Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
Swanson. Man, he
Mm-hmm.
shored up the line.
Mm-hmm.
Justice Finkley.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are national top 100 players, national top
But
150
I'm
players.
saying, why
Jamon
is
Tapp
every
off the edge, right? This is a kid from Louisiana, national top 150 player as well.
okay?
Yes, they short up the lines from 22. They
But
did
what
that.
about
That
well?
was his
Why
first.
are you? Because we can go to receipts. Y'all love to talk about receipts.
Yeah.
You and a lot of other Texas fans are saying the kid that transferred from TCU that went to Nebraska, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all were talking about, oh, that was an epic fail. We missed out. We did this,
Yes,
blah, blah,
because
blah.
Chris, you do not want to have all your kids come in 22 and expect these guys to be Superman the first year. Like you need no, Chris, come on, Chris. You know football better than
I
that. Come
think
on,
you're
Chris.
twisting. I think you're twisting what I'm saying.
No,
You guys, from the outside looking in, it's an outside perspective. I'm just giving you the outside perspective. It seemed like you guys put a lot of chips in that one little bank, little piggy bank right there. You know what I'm saying?
no. You talking about getting Mathis? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody wanted Mathis. Yes, I definitely wanted Mathis. I thought he'd have been a perfect fit. However, he didn't come here. We got to ride with what we have. What Texas has to do now is they have to get that defense from the bottom of the barrel, which it was last year. It was the 100th ranked defense in the country.
Yeah.
If Texas defense can be an average defense, meaning going to the number 65th ranked defense in the country, Texas last year wins 9 games. Easy. If they're an average defense, that's all PK has to do. Get these boys to play at an average level. Just know your assignment, right? Just know your assignment. Do your job. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. But just be average. If we can be average with the offense that we're going to put in the field, it's going to be better than last year's offense. I think people understand that. It is what it is.
I mean,
You got Worthy.
you should have better weapons, but you're still looking at. I mean, there's still question marks as far as just kind of going down the line on that wide receiver and that wide receiver room. I mean, outside of Nayor
And Worthy.
And Worthy, I mean, outside of those two, but you expect to have big major production from those two, but then
yeah.
I mean,
you got Nayor, you got Worthy, you got Whittington. Now, to be honest with you, the tight ends is what's going to translate better in this offense this year.
Yeah.
Having a Sanders, having a Billingsley, now we can stretch the field. Last year, I think our average depth of yardage for our tight ends were like 5 yards for Cade Brewer and 6 for Jared Wiley. Yeah, we got guys now that can stretch the field. So yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, just bagging up before we go on all to that, like this year, who was it actually gonna happen on the field? I mean, I would say at the end of the day, I think, hey, I like what you guys are doing. I think you guys are doing a solid job. But I mean, it's not like we haven't seen this before. You get what I'm saying? And then every time me and you talk and we kind of conclude this, what are we saying? I've seen this before. I've seen it with OU. I've seen it plenty of times. Listen, here's the thing, and here's like my honest thoughts about it. Yeah, it was great getting Arch Manning. Like, it gives you a way to actually say, hey, we're still going to be good going forward, right? We're going to have a solid foundation. We're not just trying to start from scratch, right? I've seen it, but at the same time, I still got to go prove it on the field. But, Jai Hall, I get that. But there's still question marks about
we got a good room. Hold on. First off, hey, folks, hit that like button. Like button means that you are attending. So hit the like button, folks. Yeah. All right, Chris, go ahead, man.
But I was just saying, we're sitting here talking about we're loaded, we're this and that. You guys are putting a lot of emphasis, placing a lot of emphasis, not emphasis, but basically you guys are hoping for a lot of people to pan out. The Sanders kid last year didn't even play. Now y'all expecting him to go out there and be all world. I get it. He's motivated. He's hungry. You're hoping that Jai Hall is the same way coming from Bama.
No, I didn't say all world. No. We just want somebody who can go more than 5 yards in a route. That's all I'm saying, Chris. Stretch the field.
That was y'all who ran out there with Brewer. Nobody
Hey, but that's the thing that we're talking about, right? Yeah. So that's why we went so hard at O'Shawn Mathis, because Sanders wasn't ready last year at the tight end position, right? Yeah. As a true freshman. So I can't count on having Justice Finkley, Jamon Tapp, Aaron Bryant, Chris Ross. I can't count on all these dudes, just being ready and basically carrying his team. If I wanted that to happen, or if that was going to happen, I'm just setting myself up for failure, right? So, that's why I say we needed O'Shawn Mathis, was to have a veteran in the locker room who's a good guy that is going to get drafted, who can, teach some of these guys some moves to as well, and then slowly transition these guys in throughout the year. This year on defense, without us getting somebody with that kind of experience, we're going to be trusting, we got to trust Finkley. We got to trust an Aaron Bryant. We're going to have to trust a Jamon Tapp to come in and be kind of productive this year, right? So that's all I was saying about O'Shawn Mathis. But now that we got Sanders coming in this year as a redshirt freshman, he's been in the program for a year. He really hasn't played tight end ever. He's always played wide receiver, right? Mm-hmm. And so he gets his body acclimated to blocking, because that's one thing that he didn't do too well last year. Now you can tell it's like he's just motivated to do it, but also he's ready to catch some balls, man. His biggest threat is him catching the ball. So, and he can stretch the field as well. He's just an athlete. So if we can get that guy past 5 yards down the field, it's just going to open everything up for Worthy. It's going to open up everything for Whittington.
I mean, don't forget about Billingsby. I mean, Billingsby was actually your guy. I mean, he just had. That's the thing about even an Agiye Hall and a Billingsby is their head on right. You can't deny their ability and their talent or whatever. I saw Agiye Hall play one game. A lot of people gave him flack for his performance out there against Georgia. I'm like, he's a true freshman.
That's crazy. He's a true freshman.
He's a true freshman.
True freshman. And he dropped one ball. He dropped one ball, but he caught a touchdown too, didn't he? Did he catch a touchdown in the game?
I don't know. No. That was like that. I think he dropped like one though. Yeah, he dropped one for sure.
But he had a hell of a catch on the sideline though. That's what it was.
He had a mean corner route that he took. Look, I'm not denying the talent, the overall, all the rest of that of Texas. Okay, you guys are gonna be talented this year. Like I tell you all the time, it's my running joke. I always say it. Did I think Texas was gonna go 5-7? I prayed for it. Prayer is a powerful thing. But there's no way that you would have had me sitting there last year thinking, oh yeah, y'all are going 5-7. I did not think that. Y'all season went up, down, down.
Yeah.
Like y'all still got talent then.
Down.
Yeah, y'all still got. I mean, y'all had talent last year. Nobody's denying that. Well, but you're sitting, a lot of people are sitting here, trying to tell me, oh well, man, we got Nayor, and you're sitting there saying, hell, y'all said the same thing about.
I know
about Joshua Moore last year. Y'all thought he was going to be
no. You need to run back to run those tapes back. Me, you, Steven, and Seth. You were the one screaming about Joshua Moore. Me and Steven tell you to pump the brakes. You guys are saying Joshua Moore going to be like Devontae Smith. No, he's not. I was like, pump them brakes.
We'll go to the receipts.
Pump them brakes.
But basically, you get what I'm saying. Look, as I'm gonna say something. Shout out to our boy Sid, but Sid loves to say, Chris, y'all have a G5 quarterback coming from a G5 school. He's not going to be able to take this Big 12 heat in this actual Power 5 stuff. And I'm like, y'all got a G5 wide receiver. What the hell is the difference? Kids are coming from with this way, that way. They're coming from high level D2 football and making the league. These kids can play. Nayor has all the ability to be wide receiver 1, but we know Worthy's going to get that.
But I think that's probably where Seth was getting at, is that you got a guy who's coming in from G5 who's expected to basically be the guy, which I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think having Gabriel, having him paired back up with Levy, that's a great thing for both of them. That was a marriage made in heaven for you guys, to be honest with you. For OU to lose everything that they lost last year, losing Lincoln Riley, losing Caleb, losing the wide receivers, losing the other coaches.
Let me stop you right there real quick. Let's unpack that. So first off, Mario Williams, you could say he's a big loss. Some people may say he's a big loss. Some people may say he's just a loss. He had a good year last year. I'm not trying to turn on the kid, but I'm just saying he didn't have the year that everybody thought he was going to have as a freshman.
He's a true freshman, though. He's
a freshman. I know. That's what I'm saying. But he still didn't have the year that you thought. I mean, he still needed more time. But we don't have that coach anymore. He wanted to go. But on top of that, you look at Hazelwood. As much as I really did like Hazelwood, let's just be honest with you. Hazelwood was not the same after his injury. And he could not create separation. He could not get loose. So, I mean, people say that's the big drop-off. The problem is that last year you didn't have all your weapons. Theo Weiss is hurt. You're having injuries throughout the season. I mean, you're basically running out there with Marvin Mims, Hazelwood, whenever he's, in the loop of things, and then pretty much Drake Stoops. And then outside of that, you're trying to work in a lot of kids, and Mario Williams, obviously, and the kid from Arkansas, but he was injured too, right? So you dealt with injuries at that position.
But Chris, let me stop you right quick about that. You know what was the difference between that and Texas last year?
What's that?
You guys had a game changer at quarterback. A good quarterback erases a lot of things.
Oh, we had two, but
no, that's what I'm saying. A good quarterback erases a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right. So once you have a game changer at quarterback, it erases a lot of shit. It just is what it is. Caleb erased a lot of stuff. Spencer erased a few things in the first 4 games. Caleb erased a lot of stuff because of his just ability, man. Yeah. And so you can have some losses, with the wide receivers, with the running backs, with the line. Your line doesn't even have to be great with a guy like Caleb. He erased a lot of stuff.
Now, I get that point, but I think you and I both can say, at the end of the day, there still were problems with Lincoln last year as far as his play calling. Like that was probably, out of the years that he's been there, it's probably his worst year as far as his play calling. It seems like he was just too stubborn to actually realize that, hey, the zone spread scheme, the zone scheme would have worked. Like whenever we ran the zone scheme offensively, we were clicking on all cylinders, couldn't be stopped. But every time we kept trying to do the GT pool, all the rest of that stuff, it just never worked. The offense was kind of like, go ahead.
I wonder if was Lincoln trying to implement, his offense, of course, right? But was he trying to model his offense for Caleb like he did for Kyler? But Caleb mentally and physically wasn't at the level that Kyler was in his last couple of years, prior to him leaving, right? And so, Kyler, of course, good arm, can run as well, but Kyler knew the offense, right? So
at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest things to remember is that, one, you look at the offensive line, how they play, and then you think about beating Bo. Go back to that last comment. We'll talk about that one too.
Which one was that?
The one about the QBs are way more important than wide receivers. Hell, not in y'all case. If they can't get open, your quarterback can be all world, and if they don't get open, then it don't matter.
But look at there. Y'all's line wasn't that great last year.
Yeah, our line wasn't that great last
quarterback
year.
Race, if you had a guy who couldn't move, it would be over for y'all last year.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm going back to the play calling, because if you look at Lincoln Riley didn't set them up for success. Get what I'm saying? Go back to the K-State game. I say it all the time. If you go back to the Kansas State game last year, that was the real OU team that played that year. No, he played last year. That was the best. That's honestly the most complete game that they had, simply because they chose to run the ball and they did the zone scheme. But them going back to the GT pool, GT count, everybody was waiting on it. That's what Baylor did. Baylor said, that's what you want to run. You don't want to run this zone. You don't want to spread us out. You don't want to do any of this. Okay, we already know what's coming, and we know your sets. We know all of this stuff. So, in my opinion, it just was hard. Then you think about Beating Bo. Beating Bo has said, it's not like it's a secret. Beating Bo said he wasn't able to play the players that he wanted to play last year. And so you're looking at that and just saying, there was a lot left on the field last year. OU, that team last year, we were, to be honest with you, even though we won more, and that's not even a slight, just being real, even though we won more, we were still just as up and down as Texas was each week. We were both teams were inconsistent. Let's just be real. It wasn't like it was a consistent thing. Yes, you can go back and watch me. I held out hope. This game, 55-17, all the rest of that.
Hold on. You see, so this is what we were talking about earlier too.
Yeah.
You guys had a better record than us, of course, because your defense was at least average. You had some hell of an edge rushers, a lot like us the year before with Joseph Osai, right? Joseph Osai was a game changer. If we'd have had somebody like him last year, Texas doesn't go 5-7. I think Texas goes probably 8-4 last year, right? That's just my opinion. But we had nobody off the edge. I think the person with the most sacks last year for Texas had 2.5 sacks, and that was Ben Davis off the bench, right? So, that's the kind of pressure we were putting on people.
I'm just going to be real with you.
Y'all had Nick Benito, man.
The problem that y'all had Coburn out there at 350 trying to do them, them T-Rex ones, trying to reach through the line, trying to grab a running back, and you like, bro, he already the second level. What you doing? Who you grabbing at? And I keep telling y'all got to get Coburn off the field. He's killing y'all in that middle, man.
It's going to be interesting to see who they put this year, man, because
I think one of the biggest the biggest things that Texas has to do defensively, y'all got to get Overshawn some help. He can't blitz every time, and he can't be responsible for everything.
Like
Now
the thing
y'all
about
got
him
BJ
too as
Foster
well.
off the field, y'all might have some help.
Who?
I said now that y'all got BJ Foster off the field, y'all may,
have my thing about Overshawn though, and I love him as a player. He hasn't had a full off season. He's been hurt in both the off seasons. This is the first year I think he's had a full off season. And so, everything's coming back that he's bulked up a lot this year. I heard he's up to 227, 230 range right now. So he's at a linebacker weight right now. He was at a free safety, strong safety weight last year trying to play linebacker, and he was still effective. But he could be more effective having a full off season, not being hurt, letting the game come to him now. Everything's slowing down for him now. So I expect big things from him. But last year, man, we got to figure out a way how to get the light bulb to turn on for Alfred Collins. That's the big thing.
He's inconsistent. I mean, that's the reason why. Because here's the thing, and that's why I go back and say it, Nick. It's not a slight. It's not me just trying to clown. You can see now we actually having a serious conversation. We joke with this stuff, but we having a serious conversation. That's what I'm saying. Y'all have had classes where y'all have had Alfred Collins, that have the freakish size and the freakish athleticism, whatever the case may be, high 4-star, high 5-star. Y'all have those kids all over.
That's just, I wouldn't say all over. No. Just because you get one.
The way y'all recruit, y'all have had recruiting classes. Y'all have had elite recruiting classes.
Not on the offensive line and defensive line. Not on the offensive line and defensive line. That's where I think people are getting things misconstrued. Texas's recruiting classes have been skill position heavy, wide receiver heavy, tight end heavy, running back heavy. The offensive lines have been not heavy at all. So I did a video
about the trenches. I know.
Yeah, man. So just think about that. Over 5 years, the 5 years prior to Sark coming on board, Texas had 18 scholarship offensive line that they recruited, which was dead last in the Big 12, tied with Kansas. And people are wondering why we lost to Kansas, right? Because we don't have the trenches and they don't have it either. Now it's just like who can hold off each other here for 4 quarters, right? That's pretty much it. Our recruiting on the line has been horrible. Yeah. So that's why I'm so intrigued with what Sark did last year, bringing in 7 guys last year and bringing in 4, 2 days ago, right? And, so people have been giving us like a lot of flack because those 4 that we brought in, they're not the most highly ranked guys, but you can't expect to bring in a Devin Campbell, a Kelvin Banks Jr., a Neto, Agbo, Cole Hudson, Connor Robinson, Big Ken Williams. You got 7 guys there. And then the next year, say, look, I'm going to bring in 3, 5 stars again and another 4 stars that are going to want to play, right? Those guys understand that when Kelvin Banks is in that lineup, if he's healthy, he's playing. Campbell, if he's in that lineup, he's healthy, he's playing. So what Cal Flood did this year was he got 4 guys that are the size he wants. He says big humans. That's what he wants. He wants big humans, big-ass humans, right? You got guys 6'7", 345, 6'6", 345. I think the leanest guy there is 6'6", 280 pounds, right? But he has the guys that he wants because he knows that this class for 2023 is going to be the class that is going to have to develop, right?
Yeah.
They're going to sit behind this stellar class we got in 22 if everything works out right? And these guys are going to develop for 2 years. And when they come ready, it's going to be monsters, right?
And
so that's what he's working on.
And I was just going to say that's the key word. I mean, it's development. Because
I think Al Flood's going to be able to develop them. I mean, he has a track record of development. Right?
I think and I brought up the whole NIL thing because I mean it's a real thing.
Yeah,
I get it. Like what you said, it may not apply to a guy like Arch Manning, but I can still tell you that he's going to want to get what he thinks he deserves, and he's going to want to be at a place that he feels like he's going to be able to do all of that.
And he's going to do that at Texas.
Yeah,
where else is he going to get that at?
It's 2022. He won a brand. He can do that at Bama. He can do that at Hell, he can do that at USC. He can do that at Ole Miss if he wanted.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about where is he going to go? Where he's close to, where his family can come see him every weekend. It ain't USC.
No, I mean, yeah, but
LSU,
here's the
Texas.
thing. Here's the thing. Let's not stray away from the point. Okay, it's all about development. One of the
Yep.
biggest things that I say, I saw it in your comments and all the rest of that stuff. It's always funny to hear people talk about stuff on the Twitter Spaces and then talk about in the comments, right? Oh well, you better win at least 7 games, or they're not going to be able to recruit or do all this stuff in Texas. And I'm just like, y'all acting like the border's about to close or something. Because at the end of the day, we could talk NIL, we could talk money and all the rest of that stuff. Players are going to want to get paid. You know that. But at the same time, players are going to want to be developed too. And so that's something that's big for y'all. Y'all got to pay it out on the field, and y'all got to develop too. Because I mean, when's the last time y'all had an offensive lineman go in the draft?
2 years ago, Sam Cosmi.
1.
Yeah. And then the year before that, it was Connor. We had a couple guys go free agency, but not much. That's why we got Cal Flood here.
Like,
that's why we got Cal Flood here.
Right? Yeah, high round guys like that. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's the point of it. Guys still want to go to the league and play and everything. That long money better than just a short term right then and there. But I get it's NIL and all the rest of that. You guys got that. Kyle Flood and all of them. I mean, that was the thing we laughed at y'all about last year. I did. Oh, we got all the Alabama coaches, so now we about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But your D line was weak. You have great coaches on the staff, but they still got to have talent. And like I said, you guys have talent. You guys are gonna have talent. It's nothing new. Whoopie do. Okay, let's just go out here. Let's hit some. Let's hit them pass hit. Let's see the wins and losses, how they stack up.
But also,
at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
But also too, I think what people don't realize when it came to Texas, right, is you had a culture. Well, first off, let me talk about OU for a minute. All right. OU's culture is great. It is what it is. You guys are winning, right? It is what it is. And so for everybody that says they're not going to do well, I don't believe that. And I'm going to tell you why. They got Stoops. They got Lincoln Riley. They got BV. I have confidence. This is me talking as a Texas grad and a Texas fan with a Texas website and a Texas YouTube channel, right? I'm a Texas guy through and through. Right. But OU's gotten it right the last 2 hires prior to BV. They've gotten it right. And so I don't see why this is not going to be right either. I got full confidence that they're going to be just fine. Yeah. They have a culture there. And I say that they have a culture there in place because those players that played for Stoops and those players that played for Lincoln, they have that mindset. They know how to win. Your best teams are player-led teams, right? Once they get hey, I know how to win. I know how to practice. Hey, young buck, come here, bro. Look, come here. I'm going to show you how to win, right? Those are your best teams are when the stars lead the team and it's player-led. Now, BV coming in, I don't think OU's going to take a drastic fall. I don't. But it's still an unknown with BV. He's never been a head coach. It is what it is, right? The same flack we got last year for Sark, we can get the same flack for BV because he's been nothing but a coordinator pretty much his whole life, right? So now this is his biggest job is to become the head coach of OU, and we'll see what's going to happen. But OU has a culture set in place. They still got players from the old staff that are going to do their thing. They still have coaches from the old staff. I think BV made some good hires, when it comes to the offensive coordinator. He is, basically the DC, BV is the DC, everybody knows that, right? But when it comes to Texas, when it comes to the culture in place, when Sark took this job, I don't think that Sark thought that the culture and that the players that he was inheriting was at that level. I'm thinking he thought this was at another level, right? And obviously it wasn't. He probably looked at the roster, looks at players, Cal Flood looks at players in the roster and says, oh, okay, that guy right there, I recruited him when I was at Bama. They didn't do it right, but I know I can change them, right? And so, coaches are cocky. They have to be. Players are cocky, coaches are cocky, right? So my thing right here is once you get on campus and these guys have all these bad habits built in because they had 3 offensive line coaches, 3 offensive coordinators, they just got bad habits built in. Sometimes there's no saving some of these kids because it is what it is, right? And so now you have a full off season, a full season, your recruits, these guys are bought in. What I'm hoping, this is me hoping, that things are going to change. Kyle Flood is going to coach these guys up like he has at Bama, like he has in the pros as well. And we'll see what's going to happen. But for anybody that says OU's going to just do garbage, come on now. Let's just be honest. I'm not an OU fan by no means. Hook them all day, Longhorns up. However, they have a culture, but like OU has a culture in place. So like down there where those kids are definitely going to play to win. They're playing for BV. It is what it is. They're going to play for BV. And I like DG going over there with Lebby. I think it's a perfect fit. For every player that you guys lost, like it was almost like the football guy said, "Oh, we're going to bring you Lebby. And oh, we're going to bring you Lebby's first quarterback he had that threw for almost 4,000 yards his first season." And, so you guys made up for all the losses that you got, especially at the most important position.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that goes without being said. So look at the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, everybody's gonna say, "Okay, you guys lost Perry Young, you guys lost Benito, big losses." To be honest with you, out of all of those losses that we're gonna probably kind of miss the most, probably gonna be gosh, I don't know why his name was just in there. He was on the D line, but anyways, we're missing some guys. Okay. We're going to miss those guys that went pro, and we're going to miss them mighty heavily. However, I mean, you go look at the Jeffrey Johnson kid, General Booty. You go look at the Jeffrey Johnson kids you got Tulane. You look at the kid you got from Hawaii. You're looking at a guy like Marcus Stripling. You saw that Oregon game. You look at guys like Woody Washington. I mean, you're returning talent. Joshua Eaton. Then you go out there in the portal and you're able to get some more DBs with experience. Billy Bowman should have a damn good year. So should Keith Lawrence. I mean, you're athletic at positions that you weren't really necessarily athletic at last year, and you're going to be really good too. Trouble was great back there. Loved him back there. And also, you like Pat Fields too, but at the same time, you're feeling like you're going to be better. There's a lot of continuity on that defense, and some guys like Kendall Dennis that are going to get time this year. You're looking at Kevin Gilliam also on that defensive line. There's guys that a lot of people wanted around the nation when they were coming out. A lot of high star guys that didn't get a fair shake with the last coaching staff that are getting a shake this year. And you're just like, man, you're just excited. The fact of the matter is just that it's culture. We could talk about all the rest of that. You're getting great coaches too. We haven't fell in love with the whole reason that, oh yeah, they were at Clemson and they did this at Clemson and all the rest of that stuff. That speaks for itself. But the fact of the matter is with BV, he's coming home. It's not like, what I'm saying, like Texas went to hire Tom Herman, thought they had a hot shot. Tom Herman was all over the place, Ohio State, all the rest of the stuff like they did his thing. Sark did his thing at Alabama when he came back into the coaching scene in the college world, right? But these guys these are not like Texas alums. These are not guys that are Texas. Brent Venables spent the better part of his career at OU, and people want to sit here and forget about all the talent that he produced and had go to the league. And for some reason, he's still playing in the league. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you look at the success that he was able to continue to have, and you're excited about that, about what he's bringing back. He went on to a new adventure, and was still successful. So why can't he maintain that as a head coach? But on the defense side of the ball, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, we're bringing back world beaters or whatever, but we're bringing back more continuity than a lot of people are giving us credit for. And then offensively, I mean, you're looking at Gibson, you're looking at Theo Weiss is back. He's healthy. You're looking at Marvin Mims. You're looking at Jalil Farouk. You're looking at guys like that. And then in the running back room, Javonte Barnes, that's a name that you better look out for. Javonte Barnes is going to be real. Gavin Sawchuk is on the scene now, and he's another freshman that might get a lot of burn. Then you start looking at a guy like Eric Gray, and you're saying, can he actually take that next step? And so, I mean, and that's not the only running back. That's not the only three running backs that we have. I mean, we have guys back there. And, for everybody that's out there saying, well, if Dylan Gabriel gets hurt, then you guys are done. Well, I mean, I could say the same thing for Texas fans or for Texas. What if Quinn Ewers gets hurt and then you guys are stuck with the guy that you don't like at all, which is Hudson Card, which we'll talk about that too.
Nobody says they don't like Hudson Card. Nobody said that. Hudson Card was actually Hudson Card was actually playing well against West Virginia, and then he got hurt, right? He had the happy feet. He got,
Yeah,
honestly, against Arkansas, he had the happy feet, and he just didn't look like a
yeah,
quarterback. He looked like a deer in the headlights.
yeah,
Casey comes in, does his thing, but Casey doesn't have the arm talent that Hudson has. He just
yeah.
doesn't. Casey's deep balls weren't there. Either Hudson comes in against West Virginia and Hudson plays well. I'm just like, this is the Hudson that we are looking for. And then he gets hurt, and then it's just a wrap after that, right? So he was coming into his own.
Yeah.
But having him as a backup, that's not a bad backup. If Quinn wins this job, which I think everybody thinks he is, having Hudson there is not a bad backup. That's somebody we can ride out.
Here's my thing, and this is not just because you guys are going to be playing against Bama. Just hear me out on this, all right? Kieran told me this is the worst take he's ever heard. I said that Hudson Card should start.
No.
And why I say that is because, yes, he may not be more talented than Quinn Ewers is, okay? But the fact of the matter is that he may be more well suited for this current team, at least for the first 2, 3, or 4 games, to bring that team along.
No, because we don't want to flip quarterbacks again. You can't do that.
I get it. I'm just saying, give him a chance.
No. You go with Quinn all the way. You leave him in there, and you let him ride it out. So people forget Quinn didn't play high school football last year. His senior year, he was at Ohio State getting reps against Ohio State's defense. So he's seen it, right? He's seen a college level defense for over a year, and a top level college level defense too at that. So he wasn't going against South Lake Carroll scout team. He wasn't going against Westlake in the championship game, or he was going against the best of the best at Ohio State every day. So iron sharpens iron, right? So he's seen some of the things that have gone there. You put Quinn in, you don't mix it up. You say, this is my guy. And if he doesn't get injured, we're going to ride this out, because we can't flip quarterbacks back and forth.
Do you think that Quinn leaves? I mean, you think Card leaves if Quinn starts?
I don't think he leaves this year. I think he leaves at the end of the year, because think about it. He's in the same position. If Card doesn't get the starting, job here, then if he leaves in the fall, where's he going to go and play immediately? Nowhere. Yeah. No, he's not, because one thing, he doesn't know anybody's offense. He knows his offense at Texas. Like, what team in their right mind is going to take a guy, in the transfer portal and then start in the next week? Or even if he goes there in six games and then has to start, you've missed half the season. So no, I don't see it. If Card transfers, I think
Sam Houston State, I don't know. Probably.
No, I mean, but why? No. He has much better options than that. I could see a guy like Hudson Card. This is just me talking real talk. I could see a guy like Hudson Card after this season transferring and going to somebody like Clemson.
You crazy as hell. That boy headed to SMU or something like that. That boy gonna be right there behind Mordecai. He not gonna be.
No, I'm serious, man. People, here, man. I'm telling you.
Klubnik is not gonna let that position go.
Oh shit! I forgot about Klubnik. My bad. Take that up. My bad. Hey, Chris, scrap that. I forgot about Klubnik.
Go ahead.
I forgot about Klubnik.
South Carolina is the best I can do for you. South Carolina.
Hey, my bad. I forgot about Klubnik. Wow. I forgot about Klubnik. Okay. No, but there are other teams out there that are Power 5 that he can go to. Yeah. He knows he can like go and play. But it won't be this year. I think it'll be next year, unless he transfers like now. He would have to transfer now to get in the fall camp somewhere.
Was he a redshirt last year, or was he a true freshman?
Last year he was a redshirt, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's redshirt.
Okay. Yeah, so this is third year. Like his eligibility. I know if he's a redshirt junior or a redshirt sophomore. Or
no, so he should be a redshirt sophomore this year. I mean, so he has 3 years in the program, right? And then he'll get his degree early because he's getting the business degree from Texas, and then bounce. All right. So
he'll have his 2 or 3, whatever. How many years he'll have? I think Homer.
There you go. Here, right there. Houston will be an option too because they're going to the Big 12 next year. Yeah,
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what did Homer say?
Yeah, I thought Homer had a good point. I mean, it's a good point. I mean, it's a valid point. It's kind of old school, but I mean, it still works. It worked. I ain't even gonna go that route. It works. I think it works. I think my biggest thing is like, I'll be honest with you. It's definitely a new regime because I'm used to seeing fireworks go off right now. You know, the quarterbacks, all the rest of the stuff. You know, we were sitting there in position. Our 2023 class was gonna. I mean, it was gonna be crazy. But then you saw God give it, God take it away, right? But I, it's a bit archaic, I guess. But at the same time, I mean, you know, hey, I'm rolling with it until it doesn't work. I think that one of the things that you have to take into account with a comment like that is just the fact that these coaches, they're in a new place and they're establishing, but mostly reestablishing the connections that they have with these kids anyway. It's just saying, hey, look, new gear, new school, new
Same person, different
stadium.
uniform.
Yeah, but it's still the same approach. You already know my pedigree. You know exactly what I'm about, and so I'm proven. Get what I'm saying? So you're still looking for those kids who want to commit and do that. And I mean, at the end of the day, you could talk about that, but I will say this right here: we have a kid of our own that's a 5-star as well, Jackson Normal. So I mean, we kind of had the face of our 23 class as well. You know, and our quarterback, who we're really excited about, and who we think, to be honest with you, he may, if he's not top 5, he definitely, if he's top 5, he's definitely not 5 in that QB ranking, because a lot of people had, you know, Malachi Nelson, the Nico kid, Jackson Arnold. A lot of people think that any of them it's a hand toss who's the best in this class, but we'll give it to y'all. Y'all got Arch. Arch is number 1 right now. We'll see at the end of the recruiting cycle where he stands, but at the same time, it's a great piece. But I definitely say, I mean, I'm excited about the class and some of the pickups we had. We haven't had that big splash that we're used to, but at the same time, we still got to let it shake out, and people got to see what we actually put on the field. And I think they're going to be pretty impressed with the product.
Yeah, you know, so I think you guys are in the same position that Texas was in last year, because you guys had Lincoln, and Lincoln, of course, was the quarterback whisperer, right? You know, he's the guy, and so, you know, going to Lebby, you know, people don't have the full proof on Lebby yet, right? So, you know, you got Gabriel, he's going to be, you know, good there, I think. You had the kid at Ole Miss last year, you know, as well, you know, so he got drafted this year as well, but he's not a household name. Lebby's not a household name yet, right? Lincoln Riley was damn near a household name as an OC, right? Everybody knew Lincoln Riley was the next person in waiting, and you had the luster of that going on. And he developed quarterbacks, Baker and Kyler and Spencer and now Caleb. And so he had that luster, right? But now I think OU has to go prove it on the field. And it's a situation that you guys ain't been in a long time.
We ain't been here in a long time, but at the same time, I can say this right here: we're not coming off of, and this ain't in the slightest you. We're not coming off a losing season. It's not like we're coming off of anything that we lost players. We get it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, oh my God, I wish, you know, Dylan Gabriel's gonna be way better than Caleb Williams, all the rest of the stuff. We know his upside. We know the potential that he has to probably be. I mean, he's going to be in a conversation of being one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best this year, outside of Bryce Young and outside of Bryce Young. Let's just be honest. You get what I'm saying? So
Caleb,
and boy from dude from Ohio State. Get what I'm saying? So
Stroud,
Stroud, CJ Stroud. Out of those two, I mean, you could put him at 3 right now and just kind of see how the season progresses and see who's playing
Caleb?
Better football. Yeah, Caleb.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you said you know Gabriel. I'm like, huh?
Boy, stop playing. Stop playing. That's my boy, but I mean, we gotta go out there and prove it. But at the same time, I don't see why he couldn't. You know, here's an interesting.
Hold on now. Stop. We're not gonna put Dylan Gabriel in there with Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
No, I said he got to go out there and prove it. I was like, he could be up there.
I'm about to say we got to stop that right there. We got to stop that.
I'm
that
not
is ludicrous.
saying that right now. They got their problems too. He got his problems too. Let's see how it shakes out. Give it a chance. But here's an interesting thing to think about. All right, I know they're gonna give me flack out there in the comments, but listen to this, Nick. You're sensible. So just make sense of this, okay? Dylan Gabriel coming in there, obviously, like you said, it was a huge addition because he's already familiar with Lebby. Lebby's familiar with him. He's already far along with this team, especially offensively. He's helping them progress at a faster rate than what would have happened with Caleb or even Spencer if he would have stayed at this time. Get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that the
I
talent,
can't say that because Spencer would have been in the program 3 years.
but it'd been a new offense. He doesn't know this offense. He would have been learning a new offense. Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking if you're saying Spencer with Lincoln still, that's 3 years in the program.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this point in their careers, I mean, it is what it is, So my whole thing is, I think OU is going to have a better season than what everybody expects. I think that at the end of the day, I still see them going to the Big 12 championship. Prove me otherwise. Last year, obviously, the two teams that did beat us, that did happen. But at the same time, I mean, OU and Texas, if they had any like common denominator, it would just be basically both teams got to go prove it this year. You can have all the offseason talk. You can have all the fans show up at the stadium for the spring game, and you can have all the hype. You got to go prove it. Because at the end of the day, Kieran says Baylor took a step down. Like, look, I get it. Baylor lost players, but we know Dave Aranda is still going to field a really good defense.
Yeah, he's going to
coach. They're one of that teams. Either they're going to be consistently bad or they're going to be consistently good. And they're not even going to be great. They're just going to be consistently good. They're a team that you have to play them all 4 quarters, and you can't beat yourself when you play them, just like a K-State will be, right? Just like a Kansas for y'all. But anyways,
get out of here. Get out of here.
What y'all gonna do when y'all go up there to Kansas? I heard Kansas scheduled y'all for their homecoming game.
We're gonna tear their ass up. But hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Hey yo. Let me tell you something though. So, I heard what you said. OU had a winning season last year. It's not like you guys didn't come off a winning season, and I get that. The same thing can be said about Texas. We came off a 7-3 season and hired Sark, right? Now, I believe Sark is the guy for us. I do. I think Sark is the guy that's going to lead us into the SEC. He's going to win games for us. I do. Just like you believe BV's your guy. But BV's never been a head coach. And just like we had a winning season the previous year, I'm not saying you guys have a losing season. I just think there's going to be some kind of regression. That's just my opinion. I don't think.
Walking back what you just said, y'all said the same thing about Lincoln when he took over. The fact of the matter is, you could talk about BV not being a head coach.
Lincoln had that whole. He had that whole roster. He had the whole roster.
Boy, you acting like we just didn't come. When Lincoln first got there as an OC, you acting like we didn't come off like an 8-5 year. You acting like we weren't coming off of lousy teams. They built that. That was Stoops who handed him the keys.
I understand what you're saying, but while he was the OC, Stoop handed him the keys, right? Yeah. So Lincoln was able to build that roster the way that he wanted to. So when he took over, it was smooth sailing for him. He was running the offense regardless.
So
that's all I'm saying. So it was familiarity with the program.
Let's point the fact out. You want to talk about that? Let's talk about your coach as a head coach only having 1 9-win season. He's never won 10 games in 1 year as a head coach.
In the season that he had those 9 wins in, he took a team that was 0-12.
That's not the point. That's not the
yes,
point.
It is.
He's never won 10 games. His career win. As a head coach, it's terrible.
How many years has Steve Sarkeesian coached?
Nick, if you go all the way back to Washington.
No. I'm saying how many years has Steve Sarkeesian coached as a head coach? I'm looking it up now. It wasn't a ton of years is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, but hell, was he ready then? And 5-7 with the team that you guys had last year, which was still had a pulse. Come on, man, that's not. I think that is such a bullcrap point to try to point out. It's an easy point because it's the easy way out. Oh well, he hasn't coached a game as a head coach. What the hell, bro? Like, come on, man. Y'all talk about Texas fans sit up and say, oh, well, if you go back to the LSU game, if you go back to this Bama game or that, you're just like, that's bullcrap, bro. You're saying he's part of the reason why they were able to win those championships. Come on, man. You acting like that offense went out there You know, I heard a guy in the Twitter space the other day said, "Oh, well, BV had the luxury of playing with having Deshaun Watson on the other side. He had a generational
Well, he
quarterback."
did. Man, just keep it honest. I mean, his defense was great.
He
But
had Deshaun
Chris,
Watson, but let's not go
Chris,
back to the game and act like that wasn't a defense heavy game.
Chris, we have said this earlier today. A generational quarterback, and I'll say not even generational, just a great quarterback mask everything. They mask everything. Where would you guys be last year without Caleb? Tell me your record without Caleb last year. Let's be honest. You guys,
I can say that.
no, I mean, no. Look. I'm being real. Tell me you guys' record without Caleb last year. Spencer wasn't the answer. We know that. If Caleb didn't come in, let's keep it real. Texas wins that game. It is what it is. I think you know that. Spencer had more happy feet than Hudson Card had against Arkansas. So without Caleb last year, you guys lost 2 games last year or 3?
Exactly. Look, Nick. Look. Now you're doing that whole Texas thing.
No. I'm not doing the Texas thing. I'm just keeping it real.
Happened?
No, I'm just
like
keeping
Mr.
it
Jesse
honest.
Wyatt on here talking about, oh, we let up. You didn't let up. You got your ass tore up.
No, hold on.
Second half was a different story.
Hey, Jesse, thanks for the super chat, man. Hold on right quick, Chris. Thanks for the super chat. I like the chat, but I'm not gonna say we let up, Jesse. Nah. We didn't let up because I can't let that go, Jesse. We didn't let up.
Man.
We didn't let up. We just got it taken to us in the end. I'm a true fan, but I'm a realist, right? I am a realist. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a realist. But nah. We didn't let up.
Hey, let's be real. Y'all was on it. First half.
Yes, we were on it the first half. But the defense in the second half, it just was what it was. You know what I'm saying? It just was what it was. But I do want to say, like we were just talking about, a great quarterback masks a lot of things. Alabama without Bryce Young this year, let's be honest. Alabama had the same amount of sacks this year as Texas did from their offensive line giving up sacks this year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So without a guy like Bryce Young to command that offense and to be able to scramble and to be a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, that offense looks a lot different. That team is a lot different.
The thing about that though is it's a lot of working parts to go into, and it's 2 main working parts. It's the offensive line, but it's also Bill O'Brien. I mean, his play calling wasn't the greatest.
What the hell was Nick Saban thinking about Bill? But there you go. You're making my point right now. A great quarterback masks everything. With the offensive line that they had last year that allowed more sacks than Bama has in a long time, and horrible play calling, they were still in the national championship game. Their defense wasn't that good last year. They gave up so many big plays. They were in the national championship game because they had a quarterback that can mask everything. A generational quarterback, a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback takes you a long way.
Well, let's act like Will Anderson wasn't doing his thing last year.
No, I didn't say. I'm talking about the defense as a whole, Chris. I have to watch Alabama games every week. My wife's from Alabama. Right? Even she'll tell you, she's like, the defense was garbage last year.
Oh, that's Pete Golding. That's Pete Golding.
No, hold on. I don't want to hear it. No. See, you're doing what you said I was just doing just a few minutes ago. That's what you're doing. If if it's for fist, would all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? If my aunt had a, she'd be my uncle, right? What is? That's you going back with what you told me, right? No, man. Generational quarterback masks a lot of things. It masks like having Bryce Young masks a lot of things for Alabama.
Nick,
he just did.
Nick, look,
and you know it.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm gonna be real with you. One thing that I definitely have been fatigued of this year, and I've been tired of, is Sam covered up a lot. Hell no, bro. Get that off my screen. Get that off my screen. Don't make me go off on this dude, bro. Herman covered up all of Sam Ellicker's problems. That's the issue. Hell no.
Dude, Tom Herman's offense was archaic. Come on, you know that.
Bro. Herman gave y'all first 10-win season in like forever. Come on, man. And Herman wasn't out here letting Kansas drop 50 points on him, bro. Like,
Yeah,
what is
yes,
this?
he did. So obviously you don't watch games either. Herman he like Kansas drop 50 on us. We had to win with a dick of the kicker, last second kick. Was it like 3-4 years ago? Yes, he was.
Bro,
He was letting that
you know
happen.
why I didn't watch that game? Because I figured y'all would win that game. I didn't think y'all.
I'm gonna tell you why you didn't watch it, because the damn game was on Longhorn Network. Nobody gets to watch the Longhorn Network. But anyways, it is what it is. Yeah, man. But look, it is what it is, man. A generational quarterback masks a lot of things. I'm not saying, hey, BV's defenses are great. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it, but having a guy like Deshaun Watson, let's keep it real.
Yeah, I mean,
it only enhances
him and Renfro, Deshaun Watson and Renfro, they got it
and
done.
Mike Williams.
But at the end of the day, if you go back to the game, you'll be sitting there saying, "Hey, man, defensively, come on," you know.
No, they had a good defense.
But at the end of the day, I'll say this right here. All the what ifs, all this offseason chatter, we got this or whatever. I've seen it before. We've been there. That's good. I'm glad that y'all are doing that. Nick, we gotta go prove it on the field. Both teams do this year. Let's just be real.
Yeah, that's true. I've always said that.
Both teams got a lot of naysayers on both sides of whatever the case may be. This isn't even Texas hate. This is just being real. You guys went 5-7 last year, and let's put that in the past. It's y'all are not going 5-7 this year.
Nah.
You know what? If I said 9 games, I would sit here and say maybe that's a little bit underwhelming.
I think 8-4. I think
you think
I
8-4?
think this.
Who are your 4 losses?
Bama's won. I don't know. I don't know. Baylor lost a lot of talent this year. I gotta go and look at it, man. I gotta look at a lot, because I have to see how this offensive line is going to gel in the fall, because I think everybody understands that we're going to have 2 freshmen on that line this year between Kelvin Banks and Campbell.
Yeah.
Huh? No. Banks is going to be a tackle. I guarantee you Banks is going to start at tackle.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Campbell's going to probably be, I would say, a right guard. You're going to have Junior Angelau at guard as well. You're going to have Jake Majors. It's just who is going to man that right tackle. Is it going to be Campbell to go to right tackle? I say hell no, because I don't want 2 freshmen lining up at tackle. That's just a huge recipe for freaking disaster, right? But it's going to be interesting just to see how that line's going to actually shape up. But I got to see in the fall how this line looks.
Let me see. Who are y'all playing? What's y'all schedule look like this year? I'll tell you a game. Now, you could disagree with me, but I'll tell you a game that I think will be interesting just because they got some buzz going around there. Texas Tech. Y'all have a solid 4 games. Well, I say 3 out of the first 4 games you guys play. Because Louisiana Monroe, that's a win. That should be a good game, just a feel-good game,
then
right?
We got Bama.
Then y'all got Bama. Then y'all got UTSA. UTSA is coming off a decent season last year, but I don't see that really being the game.
Yeah, I think we get Texas Tech. I think we do.
That game at Tech. I
think we get Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I think we get Texas Tech. West Virginia is always a tricky game, but we got them at home this year. I think we get them. Us versus y'all is always, that's, everybody says this, and I keep telling people, throw the records out, people. Throw the records out. That's going to be a game that it's going to be a knockdown every year. This is. It's just one of those games. That's going to be a toss-up. Iowa State lost everybody. I think we get Iowa State. Oklahoma State's going to be tricky because they are returning a lot of people this year. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback, but
about to say, yeah, Spencer Sanders being Big 12 first team was a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah,
bro.
But it's just, every year I always say with him, if he turns the light bulb on, but it's like been 5 years so far.
It's that light bulb is cracked. It's not happening.
But if he's on, man. If he's on, he's on. But he's going to give you a touchdown. To the other team.
But he's going to give you 6 too.
At least once every 2 games, right? Homer, hold on, Homer said could be Cam at right tackle. Yes, hey Homer, I did see something with Ian. He was talking to Bobby about that too, and he said Cam Williams. He said definitely in the future going on. Banks at left tackle, Cam at right tackle, and anybody else in the middle. And there you go. You got it, especially with that offensive line class we got. But having, Cam Williams is what, 360 pounds or so, 6'6", 6'7". Having him at the right tackle, Cam at the right guard, Majors, Angelau, and then Banks. My only thing is having two freshmen lined up on the same side of the ball. I hate that, but it just is what it is. That's just kind of like the life we have right now.
Man, it's really all about pocket presence. Is Quinn or Hudson, is their pocket presence there? You know, one thing that I was really critical of Rattler about, I don't think we ever talked about this because we always would joke about it. But one thing I was always critical about Rattler was just the fact that it's like he had no pocket presence. He would run when he definitely shouldn't run, and the times that he should run, he have open lanes. You're like, just run the ball to get the first down. But the pocket presence, man, you look at Joe Burrow. I wouldn't say Joe Burrow has the confidence, but excuse me, if you look at him, I mean, go back and watch the tape. I mean, his pocket presence was crazy. The way he moved around in the pocket, no matter if it was messy or not.
Just think, that offensive line for LSU that year was not a great offensive line.
It was not a great offensive line
at all.
But his pocket presence, he was able to keep those plays alive. That's the reason why I say maybe a Hudson Card would be a better option, because I know what it's like, because you have Jalen Hurts, but you always also have Spencer Rattler coming in his freshman year. Everybody's so excited about Spencer Rattler. Jalen looks incredible the first 7 games. Last 7 games, you're like, what the hell? Go ahead and play him, right? But you're sitting there saying that Jalen's skill set, or at least that at that point in the season, is what better suited that team. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Quinn Ewers shouldn't start or he's not better than Hudson Card. I'm just saying that maybe Hudson Card is taking a step, and maybe he can actually, his game is more suited for this offensive line, at least to bring them forward enough. But like you said, I know that you don't want to flip quarterbacks or whatever, but at the same time, I'm just saying that that's just my belief. Just looking at your team and just giving an honest take. That's not even a dig at Mullen. I mean, Quinn Ewers.
Call the man by his name. Call the man by his name, man. It's a grown-ass man.
Real, man.
And I know call that man by his name.
I know that you don't like to take, but I'm just being totally honest with you, man. I think for Texas to be successful, your quarterback has to have great pocket presence. And let's be real, we know Hudson Card has happy feet. We've seen him with actual college tape.
So there you go. His pocket presence ain't there. I'm telling you, Quinn.
But he's a year into that system. He already has a year advantage. He's already in the system. He knows the system.
He looked better in the spring game. He looked better than last year in the spring game. I still think Quinn looked better overall in the spring game than Hudson did. Or it was very close. And if for a guy that's been in the system for a year, and if it looks that close, give it to the guy with the high ceiling. Give it to the guy that's also been in the system. Even though it wasn't Texas system, it was with Ryan Day. He's been coached by a great quarterback coach as well for a full year, when he should have been going to prom, but he was there for a full year doing his thing. And you let him come to Texas and do his thing. I think when you bring in Ewers, you understand that he's going to be the starter this year. It is what it is. He has the most upside. He has the better thrown ball.
Whether heaven or hell,
is what it is.
When he was selling those balls over them boys' heads in that spring game, I saw it.
But look,
that boy was selling the ball like damn.
I guess you didn't see that. I guess you didn't see that 65-yard touchdown he threw to Nair.
Boy, that was
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one
on
pass,
the line.
one out of the 5. He kept trying to, and he was selling. I was like, damn, boy.
Do you know how many times we tried to complete a deep ball last year?
You said what?
Do you know how many times Texas tried to have a deep ball last year? Come on, man. Come on. Facts. There you go. 40 acres. There you go. He took facts. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. I'm ready to see. I'm just ready for football, man. This is the part of the year. I love the recruiting piece, man, because I love to do like the videos and stuff. But man, I'm ready for season. I'm ready for season.
Y'all have a chance to be a really good football team this year. I'll be the first to say it. I'll be the first, maybe the only OU fan to say it.
Y'all have Chris? What?
Y'all have a chance to be really good this year. But is it going? I look. I'm just gonna tell you now. I don't know if it's still going to be good enough, because look, as many questions as y'all say we have, y'all still got a lot of questions too, because
we got questions, but we never denied that. We never denied that.
How is Sark gonna go? Is Sark gonna keep that same little thing he love to do? Come out there with a script and kind of just basically
No,
telegraph and tell you exactly who's gonna be involved in this game and who's not.
Look, this is the thing about us. We are realistic. We've never denied that.
Boy,
I think
stop playing, y'all. Stop playing.
Who? Me and Steven?
You got said, you got all them boys on these Twitter spaces, all your Texas fans talking about one, y'all gonna blow us out when you
hold on. I'm talking Chris.
Two.
I'm talking about me and you and and Steven and Seth.
I'm just saying.
My only thing is
for the old Texas fan base because a lot of y'all
look, fan is short for fanatic, right? So it is what it is. But my only thing with OU guys is, let's just keep it real, though. You fans.
Yeah.
Y'all lost a lot. Y'all lost 2 5-star quarterbacks. You lost probably one of the top 2 or 3 offensive minds in the country. Yes, you got in BV. BV's great, but with losing, with
his praise because Levy's had top offenses too these past few years.
With losing everything, OU fan base is like, we're just going to keep moving like ain't nothing happened. And that they're basically thinking that everything that they've done on the offense side of the ball is going to be the exact same as when Lincoln was there. And anybody with some common sense knows there's going to be some drop off there. Gabriel is not Caleb. He's not Rattler. It is what it is.
We don't want him to be either one of them. We want him to be him. Here's the thing, Steve.
Even from a talent standpoint, he's not.
I mean, Nick, my fault. Nick, my bro. Look, let's just be real, man. Let's just be real. Last year, it hurt not to get that 7th Big 12 championship. Not because it's what we wanted. That wasn't the end goal. You know what the end goal was when we didn't even get near that. But the thing is this right here, all right? They talk about, come on, man. If you talk to a lot of people up there, a lot of people will say up there at Ole Miss, a lot of people say, hell, most of the time you thought that Levy was the head coach the way he was running ship up there. But that's neither here nor there. All I'm going to say is this right here. If you want OU fans, okay, same thing we tell OSU and we'll tell y'all Texas fans, we'll tell everybody else, all right? If you want OU fans to get up off this pedestal, get up off the high horse, to start to lower expectations and everything, you're going to have to come and take it from us. Not take it just for 1 year. You have to come and take it consistently. Because before last year, let's just be real. We ran off 6 years straight Big 12 championships. Y'all ain't even been close to the playoffs. Y'all ain't even been close to a Big 12. Y'all been Big 12 title game one time. But what I'm saying is, Nick, and you know it. Think about it. You're going to have to come and take it and consistently. It can't be just every other year we may beat y'all 1 out of 3 years or we win this Big 12, we do this. You got to come and prove it. Because at the end of the day, you could talk all this stuff about 5 stars, or we getting Jonte Cook, we getting Arch Manning, we get Quinn Ewers, all the rest of this stuff. Don't matter when you're going 9-3, 8-4, 5-7. It don't matter.
I can't.
Because at the end of the day, we beating y'all with those kids.
But you guys are. But hold on, Chris. You're acting like you guys are getting scrub players. All right, so let's stop there.
I already know we're not.
And I've already told you that the difference between good teams and great teams is the quarterback. This is what it is. And Georgia is the anomaly. Let's get the Stetson Bennett shit out the way. That is the exception, not the rule. Let's be honest. The exception, not the rule, people. So let's get Stetson Bennett out the way. He's not going for Heisman. He's nothing. Okay, let's just keep that real. He is the exception and not the rule. But if you look at those teams, you guys have, over the past 10 years, have had the better quarterback. It is what it is, and all of our games have been close. And I know it's the biggest rivalry in college football, I believe. But you guys have had the better quarterback in every one of those games. We had David Ash out there, Tyrone Swoops, Gerard Hurd. Come on now.
Hey, speaking of that, I'm dropping merch tonight, everybody. I'm dropping merch. I ain't
putting that shit on here. Don't worry about that. We had Shane, Sam. As much as I love Sham, I mean not Sham. Sam has he puts some continuity and some kind of stability to the quarterback position over a 4-year period. but Sam was not Baker and he wasn't Kyler. Just he wasn't. You guys have had the better quarterback. Now I believe, just my opinion, having Quinn Ewers, if he's who we think he is, and having Arch Manning, which are guys that, they have high ceilings. They have very high ceilings, but their floors are extremely high. And that is the difference between having a good quarterback and a great quarterback. A great quarterback has an extremely high floor, a guy that you can see definitely playing on Sundays, being a first, second, third round pick, a guy that is going to be there, and having the tools to have a ceiling that is just out this world, which we think Arch definitely has a ceiling. Quinn definitely has a ceiling as well. Right. So it seems like now we're getting those quarterbacks now, and maybe the tide might be shifting over the next 3 to 4 or 5 years to where we might have the better quarterback, just across from you guys from now on for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. That might be the question. I don't know. We shall see. But that's been the difference over this last decade, is that you guys have definitely had the better quarterback than we had. And it is what it is. Quarterbacks win games. They are the difference makers. You guys know it. It is what it is.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, y'all got to improve it. There's still questions about that because Arch has never taken a college snap, and the Georgia fans been eating his ass up. If you've seen what the Georgia fans
hey, you know what though? Screw them Georgia fans, because if he said he was going to UGA, they be riding his what I'm saying, from last week to now. Everybody gets upset when they don't get what they want.
Yeah,
they wanted Arch so bad. They wanted it.
They
so
needed
bad.
Arch so bad because I don't think any of them believe in Brock Vandagriff down there.
No, but they wanted Arch so bad. Arch is one of his best friends. It's the head of like the NIL collective there. They just thought they had him. It is what it is. If Arch would have said, I'm going to Georgia last week, they will be in hog heaven right now. It is what it is. Miss me with that, Georgia fans.
Yeah. No, I would just say that, hey, man, I mean, let's just be real, okay? You guys have quarterbacks that you believe have the higher upside, all the rest of that stuff. That's cool. That is perfectly fine. But at the same time, man, let's go improve it. Let's wait until the first game and sit here before we crown these kids,
Oh, no,
let's
I'm with it.
I'm take real college snaps, not just practice squad snaps. Let's take
I'm with it.
Them play
I want to see Gabriel after the injury and how he's going to play too this year. Because that's a big thing.
That is
People don't want to bring that up.
That is perfectly fine.
Yes, he's back with Levy.
Can he exceed the tape? The tape that's really out there, the living, breathing tape.
I get that tape. I totally understand it, but we're gonna see after this injury, is he the Dylan Gabriel from 2019? Was it 19 is with him or 2018? So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's 18 or 19.
I think 8.
Anyways, 18 or 19. He's a true freshman and sophomore, right? But we got to see how he's gonna be back from injury. We got to see if that offensive line is going to be short up at OU as well. Because last year, your offensive line wasn't that good either. We can say we want to, but it wasn't what, it wasn't what OU is used to.
Inconsistent as hell. But like I told you about the scheme, it's all about the scheme. But no, I get what you're saying. There's question marks, but that's what I'm saying.
Everything has to be put on the field this year.
We both have questions. If you want to just be real, let's just say it. We both got question marks at quarterback. Y'all think y'all are gonna be damn good at quarterback? We think
we do. Everybody has, because we don't have anything proven yet. We don't have anything proven. We are hoping that the quarterback guru skills that our head coach has, can get Quinn somewhere to, like just to where we think he can be, and where he should be.
And here's something that nobody else has said. And I'll say, hey, if you want me to throw a shot, y'all like throwing shots at BV? Let's just be real. It's great what you could do with Mac Jones and a guy like Tua, but you could build a Mac Jones, but you failed tremendously with a Casey Thompson. It's no damn reason why Casey Thompson should not be there right now and probably be your starting quarterback.
Hold on, what you mean he failed with Casey Thompson?
Why did Casey Thompson transfer? It wasn't just
because you brought in a better talent. You brought in somebody with higher upside. Come on, Chris. Casey Thompson couldn't throw the ball 40 yards down the field. He couldn't throw a deep ball to save his life. And I am the biggest Casey fan because the dude's tough as nails. I will
Casey
give him
Thompson
that.
was not the problem for y'all last
He was.
year.
I know. I
Y'all
never
gave him
said
all
he.
this flack because of
I
his
did
thumb and all the
no.
rest
Who's
of
giving
stuff.
him
He was
flack?
not the
Chris.
problem.
Go back and look at. I always say, and Homer can tell you because me and Homer text a lot of times. Say, Casey Thompson is tough as nails. I say he is tough as nails. If you could merge his attitude and toughness, and his non-happy feet and his pocket presence with Hudson Card's talent, you have your perfect quarterback. But he doesn't have the arm talent that a Quinn has. He doesn't have the arm talent that Hudson has. We saw, dude, we couldn't get a long pass over 35 yards last year, maybe twice last year with Casey. His balls, when he would throw them, it was like sitting ducks, man. It was like, just come on down, please, ball, come on down, please, please, please. Hurry up, no interceptions, please. I'm telling you,
Casey
man.
like that. Y'all
No,
Casey
but no,
like that.
I'm not doing him like that. I'm just keeping it real. We're being honest here, right? I've gotten flack from some of the people that are the biggest diehard fans on some of my group texts about the things I say about the defense and stuff. It is what it is, But look, I'm the biggest Casey fan. Don't get it twisted. I hope Casey does great in Nebraska this year. He got a wide receiver up there from my hometown, Shreveport, named Dakotas Crawford, who is cold as hell, from Greenos High School out there in Shreveport off the Cooper Road. The dude can play. I'm a big Casey fan, but from a talent standpoint, we were lacking from a talent standpoint with Casey. It just was what it was. He didn't have the talent that Hudson had, but he was tough as nails. And you got to go get Quinn, man. You have to. And not only just to get Quinn because you think he's a better talent, but also having a guy like Quinn, having a guy like Arch Manning. Huh?
It galvanizes your program. No,
yeah. Just think about this. We got 10 commitments over the last 10 days. That wasn't because people were believing in the 5-7 team. That's because Arch Manning is the guy who is believing in that team.
Nick, it's a fair shot. It's a fair shot at him. Okay. Y'all want to get BV flack for all this crazy stuff. It's a fair shot at him. Casey Thompson was not the problem. Maybe you say he's not the answer, but he definitely was the solution at that point in time.
Chris, all these things. Chris, did you watch the games last year? Because
yes, I watched the games last year. I definitely watched the games.
Casey had to get taken out of the West Virginia game. We had to damn near use a Wildcat game against Kansas State. Not damn near. Rojo won a game for us last year against Kansas State.
Y'all switching them back and forth. Kansas, y'all switching them back and forth.
Yes.
Everybody fixed that game.
No,
I would watch. I watched all y'all.
No, I didn't say Kansas. I said Kansas State.
I'm saying that.
The last game of the Oh yeah, Kansas too. Hudson threw a pick six. That game was horrible. But anyways, against Kansas State, Casey's arm was not where it should be. We had to run the Wildcat all game to win the game. I think Casey threw the ball. It was like 10 times that game, 12 times that game. We couldn't trust him with the ball because he just doesn't have the arm strength, the arm talent. It just wasn't there. And I'm the biggest Casey Thompson fan. Don't get it twisted. Homer would tell you, I'm the big. I used to text Homer after the games. Homer, chime in, tell him. I used to text you after the games every time. Casey's tough as hell.
I gotta link up with text with Homer.
Look, Casey barely made top 300, 14th ranked dual credit. Yeah. There's a reason isn't number one like Quinn Arch. Carr was number one dual threat. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's a fair shot, man. I mean, at the end of the day,
don't get it. I'm a Casey fan. I hope he kills it up in Nebraska. I'm telling you, I hope he kills in Nebraska. I like him. I like that, of course, he went to the portal 3 or 4 times, but he ended up staying and played a season. It was what it was. He had a pretty good season, but we were missing arm talent at the quarterback position. We couldn't fully unlock that offense because nobody respected our deep ball. Nobody respected it. It was what it was. Everybody could, jam the box up, stop Bijan, and then say, Casey, throw deep because I know you can't. And there it was.
You think Bijan will stay healthy all season?
I think so. Because if I'm Steve Sarkeesian, if I'm, Choice, if I'm Cal Flood, look, Rojo's a good running back too. Right? Yeah. You don't have to run Bijan into the ground.
That was my problem last year, and that's what I've got on a lot of Texas fans about Like, literally, it doesn't make any sense. Y'all sitting here talking about, man, look at our running back room. Say running back room, yeah, y'all are one running back heavy. That's all that you saw last year.
Well, I think last year after Witt got hurt, right? So once he got hurt, I think they kind of panicked and said, we got to put our best guys out there and just make it happen. BJ,
you got to make it happen.
You know what I'm saying? But I think now with the talent that we have at the wide receiver position, I think our running back room, of course, I think our running back room is the best in the Big 12. That's just my opinion. And if our line can get short up a little bit, if we can have an average offensive line that's serviceable this year, I think the quarterback position is upgraded from an arm talent, aspect. I just think that we have opportunities to do good things on offense. Our offense was great last year. I mean, I wouldn't say great, but it wasn't a bad offense. We were a top 30 offense in the league.
Yeah.
Our big thing is get our defense to an average defense, get them to the 65th ranked defense in the country, and we're winning a lot of games next year. It is what it is.
I mean, PK.
But now we got Gary Patterson in there too.
Gary, yeah, but you know what Gary Patterson is. He's a
developer.
Gary Patterson is an analyst. Let's not act like he's out there going to be on the field and everything, calling plays, doing all the rest of that stuff. He's just walking in the building. He ain't got to say in the building right now. But let's hold on right there. This is another thing you got to think about too. PK got to look over his shoulder now.
But I love it.
You like the pressure?
I love it. Look. I love the pressure. I'm a military man, so I'm being honest. I love the pressure. There comes a point where you can't get comfortable. You should never get comfortable in your job. Your ass needs to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Yeah. Like, if I don't get this done, man, I got one of the greatest defensive minds in this conference sitting up in that press box right now. And there's nothing stopping him from telling him to go down there and coach this game if I don't do my job. Hey, pressure's healthy. I shouldn't say pressure. Yeah, it is healthy. Pressure either busts pipes and makes diamonds, right? It is what it is. PK is a good defensive coach. I think he was. I don't think he understood how the Big 12 was. I think people thought this was a passing league. No, I'm just being honest. People thought this was a passing league. They thought because he stopped. What's the guy's name down there at Hale State, Mississippi State?
You talking about Leach?
Yeah. People thought that he stopped Leach so much. Look, Leach's offense is completely different from a normal Big 12 offense. He's true air raid. He's true air raid, right?
Throwing this point.
We run the ball a lot in the Big 12.
Throwing this point in there too, Nick. There's some people behind the scenes who were saying that if PK wasn't all that responsible for that defense, it was actually Jimmy Lake.
Well, no, they said PK was responsible for that. No, they say PK was the linebackers from the line. Jimmy Lake did all the calls for the secondary. And so now you take those two away from each other, and now you got to figure out who's going to call the secondary calls for me now. And I think that's where we had some confusion last year. Now, it's going to be interesting to see this year. But, honestly, I think that we have better players, this year at corner. Having Watts at corner, I think is going to be a plus.
That's a question mark. Now, I like Watts. I've been on record as saying that. I don't know if we've been on shows together.
You said
Ryan Watts. I think I liked what I saw from him in y'all spring game. I mean, I watched USC. I watched a lot of people's spring games. Definitely watched ours firsthand, but I like what I saw from Ryan Watts. I think there was no problem with him at Ohio State except for he just couldn't see the field consistently.
It was just deep. It was a stacked room.
It was a stacked room. The kid has talent, and I think that going back home, I mean, he's from Little Elm, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, when he hit the portal, I was like, man, I'd like to have that kid. I mean, he when he was on the field at Ohio State, it wasn't like he was inconsistent. When he saw the field, he was out there, he did his job, he was good. I think coming back to Texas and coming home and now being able to be close to your family, now they can actually go down, the interstate or whatever, and come see you. Yeah, he's hungry. He's motivated. That's somebody that I do believe in. However, I will say there's still question marks in your room back there because y'all safeties and y'all corners, I mean, they're going to get tested this year for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they will get tested. I like Watts though.
I mean, he's a bright spot of your defense. I think him, Overshown, and then, like I said, look, I'm
Alfred
not
Collins, he got to
saying
turn the
every.
switch. If I'm telling you, if Alfred Collins turns the switch, but it's a if. I got to see it.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I was interested. I'm interested to see who's going to be starting alongside Overshown though. As far as
probably
because
Jalen
Overshown's
Ford.
outside, right?
Yeah, so probably Jalen Ford. Jalen Ford was one of our plus players last year. Very instinctive linebacker, man. A lot of tackles for loss. So I mean, he's a really good player. Really good player.
I mean, look, I'm trying. The thing is, I have a rule. I have a rule, and maybe I'm the only one that follows this. But if you're gonna talk crap, you're gonna talk, a little bit shit about somebody's team. You gotta know a little bit something about them. You get what I'm saying?
Oh
But
yeah, dude. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, I like Overshown. I thought Overshown was good. Overshown was on Rattler's ass last year. I mean,
Yeah.
everywhere Rattler went, Overshown was somewhere in the play.
Yeah, he's a talent, man. He's a
He's a
talent.
talent. He's a good talent. I thought he was going to jump and go to the league. I was like,
Nah,
intangibles alone.
nah. Like he needs just a
Yeah,
full
I
off
knew
season. His body
he
wasn't
would be.
ready yet.
Yeah, he would be like a day 2, maybe even a day 3 pick or
Probably a
whatever.
day
But
3
just
pick
off of
last year.
skill, yeah, just
Yeah,
off of raw skills and intangibles, somebody would take a chance on him just
yeah.
because he'll make a roster. I think that he would
But
make a
he has
roster.
the size now, which is very satisfying that he is at a linebacker size right now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, he was basically a strong safety size
Are
playing linebacker last year. Like just because of injuries, right?
are y'all
So
gonna be young at safety this year? As far as like with Xavier
safety is supposed to be
Bryce,
Crawford,
is Bryce
Darren
gonna get some
Thompson
attention?
as well. Who?
Bryce,
Bryce.
uh, Xavier Bryce or whatever. Uh,
Damian Bryce.
God, what is his name?
No,
He was
so
committed to OU for the longest, but then when the whole Lincoln Riley thing stopped, he flipped
talking
and
about
went to
Jaren,
Texas.
no. So we got Jaren Thompson. We got Crawford. Crawford's going to be a guy down there as well. Cooks, you know what I'm saying? So Anthony Cooks is going to play. Also. Yeah, those are going to be, I think, our 3 in the safety rotation. Foster's gone, of course, to Sam Houston, which I think is good for both parties.
Man, I can't think of that kid's name, but I know that y'all
And you
got a
got
kid.
Barron too. So Barron's going to be in a
He's
nickel as
gonna be a
well.
freshman this year. I just didn't know if you guys were gonna be young and go that route as far as safety. Because
Oh,
I
you
don't
talking
know.
about Terrence Brooks?
Is it
Terrence
Brooks?
Brooks. Yeah, he was Ohio State. We flipped him from Ohio State.
No, the kid that you guys got from us too. We lost a kid that was a safety, like a three star, 4 star.
Let me see. I don't recall that one, man. Maybe I'm tripping. Here we are doing research right now, folks. 2022 class, right?
Yeah.
Now we had Terrence Brooks, of course, BJ Allen Jr.
Man, what is that kid's name?
We had Jalen Gilbo. He was a TCU commit. Well, he was a Texas commit. Austin Jordan. Larry Turner Gooden down there from California. That's it, man. Oh, Xavier Bryce. That's who you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Now he's the wild. Yeah, but he's a freshman. That's what
I didn't
look.
know. I didn't know because that's the thing. I don't know what your room is gonna look like.
No,
I thought you guys,
hey man, he has freakish upside. That's one
yeah,
of the guys who has most intrigued me. I don't think his rankings were as high as they should have been
yeah.
because he played everywhere. I thought you guys got a steal when you got him first off. I was like, God damn, man, look, he is tough, man. But yeah, because he can play offense, he can play defense, anything. He's a really, really good player. Yeah, Bryce, man. Yeah, he is going to be a plus player here. He's from Arlington, right? But yeah, he's going to be one of those guys. I don't know if he'll be in a rotation this year, but definitely, like probably 2023, 2024. That's the guy that, like that you let get in the program, get some season on him, and then just, like put him in the secondary somewhere, man. Yeah, Xavier Bryce.
Yeah, that was a guy. That was a guy that I was looking for. I was like,
I like him a lot, actually. He's I like
I
him
didn't
a
know
lot.
if you guys were gonna be young or you guys gonna be a little bit older in the safeties or whatnot.
Nah, he'll probably definitely have to sit some time. I'm thinking safety, wise, man. Crawford, Thompson, Cooks, right? It's going to be a battle between those 3. Who else? Coffee. Coffee. So maybe those four cornerbacks is going to be Jamison, Watts, Barron, Terrence Brooks is going to have something to say about that too as well. So we got some numbers there. We'll see how everything goes, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Watts though, man. I would love to see a combination of Watts and Barron and Terrence Brooks, but I just hate starting corners that young. He's so young, man. I think Terrence Brooks is only like 17 years old, right? So he's really young. So, we'll see on that one.
I mean, we're excited about Gentry Williams, but at the same time, we're pretty heavy on some of the older corners and safety. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's the next man up, but best man up. Get what I'm saying? So
yeah. What's this question here? Any truth to the rumor that Texas does want the SEC? Hey, what's that supposed to mean, man? Like, because us and OU are supposed to go in 25. I kind of expect us to go in 20.
I expect us to go in 23. I just think that it's a good point to point out that with the current climate, as far as like the economy, and then with gas prices and everything else going up as much as they are, you got to take that into account because both schools got. I mean, let's be real. Both schools got money. Y'all got Texas money. We'll say that. But at the end of the day, the price of everything that's just going up and everything is not feasible at this time. But I still see them going somehow because you never know what's going to happen in the next year.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true.
Yeah, as far as going to about Blackwell, yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Man, I mean, just to be honest with you, man. It's hard to sit here and hate on Texas simply because we ain't played a game yet. And
yeah, that's true. It's gonna be interesting. I think this is the first time in a long time that both teams are in I'm gonna say a prove it year. I'm just gonna be honest. Both teams are kind of in a prove it year. Ours is different kind of prove it years. We came off a horrible season last year. We retooled, stacked up, second year for these coaches to get in there and implement their season, their offense and defense, right? And so hopefully we can turn this thing around. You guys are in a prove year. You had a great season last year, a great season the previous year. I wouldn't say a great season. You know what I'm saying, though. You guys had a good season last year, great season like the year before.
Yeah.
And you lost a lot of pieces, but you got somebody who's coming back home, but he's never been a head coach. We got to see how he's going to do too as well. So can you guys keep the standard that you guys have always had?
Sustain the level of success.
Yeah, and can Texas raise our standard back to where it used to be? Can we get back to where when Texas and OU are good, it just makes the conference so much better. And when Texas is good, and I'm gonna just say this, because I'm a Texas guy, but when Texas is good, it makes college football better too. It just does because they're huge.
I wouldn't necessarily go that far. I think that's a lot to say. But I will say,
why not? Why not? It's the most. First of all, anytime you turn on any game that doesn't have Texas in the game, somebody's throwing down the horns down. So that right there alone just lets you know people are so happy that
y'all are not him. Y'all are not him. Y'all need to stop acting like y'all him, bro. Y'all
Chris, are not. If it's that, then why do they care?
Here's
why do they care? It's because we are a huge brand that was on top for a long time, and we had some down years. It is what it is. We've had some down years.
Y'all are not.
We've had a down decade.
Y'all a huge brand. Y'all name don't carry weight in every circle.
Chris, are you serious? Texas's brand is so much bigger than your brand. Let's keep it honest.
Don't carry weight like that.
Chris,
we talking rings. We talking championships. Y'all ain't talking
Texas. No, I'm talking about Texas overall brand.
Y'all
Texas,
exactly.
The brand of Texas. The brand of Texas overshadows every school in this damn country. It is what it is.
Stop.
It is what it is.
Nick.
Come on now.
Nick, when we first met, one of the first things I said to you, you smiled and laughed about this.
What?
I'll say it again. SEC, right?
Hold on. I'm gonna stop very quick. If Texas brand isn't so big, then why is your podcast named the Horns Down Podcast?
Listen.
How come it's not named the OU Podcast? Because you got to put our name in your mouth to be successful.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
You got to put our name in your mouth to be successful.
Listen. I said this to you.
You feel validated when you put our name in your mouth.
Listen, I talked to you, okay, on Steven's podcast. One of the first things I said to you, what I say, what is the SEC getting? They're getting a win. They're getting a big a money brand and a winning brand. Texas is the money. They all about the money, but they ain't about the wins. They ain't
Not
about the
yet.
shit. They ain't about the Heisman. They ain't about all of that. Y'all ain't
We're gonna
doing
get
that.
there. We're gonna
Stop
get
playing,
there.
man.
We're gonna get
playing.
there. But if our
Y'all
brand
talking
ain't
about
so
this, what
big,
if?
hold on, Chris. If our brand ain't so big, why is our brand in your podcast name?
Oh
That's what
my
I'm trying to
God,
figure out.
bro.
Why is our brand in your podcast name?
Hey,
Why is our brand in your
check this out.
podcast
Check
name?
this out. I got a what
That's
if
how big
question.
the brand is so big that you couldn't come up with an OU name to make your podcast.
I got a what if question for you. I got a what
Our
if
brand
question.
is so big that your hand sign is our hand sign.
Okay, do that. Do that. Because that's what it
Let's
is.
keep
You
it
know
real.
what I'm saying?
Let's keep it real.
Check this out. Check this out. What happens if Sark has another 5-7 season? Does he make it out of this year? Or
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
will.
saying, what if? What
He
if? We
will.
talked about a lot of what ifs. What
He
if
will.
Gamble comes out there and he's gonna start and all this? And what if Quinn Ewers is gonna be this and that? What happens if he has another bad season? Does he make it out of that first year, out of the second year?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yes, he will. He will, but I don't expect it to happen. He will.
Mhm.
He will. This year is gonna be better, barring injury. Let's keep it honest, man. After Whittington left, that offense was done. It was done because everybody knew where the ball was going.
Anyways, boy,
Huh?
stop. Said
What?
Whittington wasn't doing a damn thing anyway.
Are you serious?
Boy, I saw him drop so many passes in that Arkansas. Ain't nobody worried about that, boy.
No. I mean, the Arkansas game, everybody sucked in that game. It is what it is. But Whittington, when he left, everybody knew where the ball was going. It was going to Xavier Worthy in the passing game. It just was what it was. So we didn't have any options. So everybody knew where it was going. You could load up and try to stop him. And the dude still almost had 1,000 yards last year. You knew who the ball was going to with Bijan. Bijan was definitely going to get the ball. We didn't have any options. What Sark is doing now is he is shorting up the skill positions because we were severely lacking at the wide receiver position. Going to get in the Nair. Whittington, hopefully, let's stay healthy, Whittington, please. Getting a Jai Hall, of course, having Worthy, getting Sanders in the fold now, Billingsley in the fold now as well. I love the additions. Having Bijan back there, having Rojo back there as well, and then having somebody with better arm talent. And let's just be honest.
See Rojo? Are we actually gonna see Rojo?
We saw Rojo a lot last year.
Robinson? Come on, man.
We saw Rojo last year.
We saw him in spells, boy. We didn't see him. We didn't see a lot of him until Bijan wasn't injured, boy. Come on, man.
We saw Rojo last year, and I'm gonna give you my stats on Rojo because you know me. I have my stats on Rojo. I do my NinosCorner number, and I'm gonna bring up all the analysis I got on Rojo. So Bijan had 195 attempts, and Rojo had 96 attempts. So basically 200 to 100. So
the majority of those carries came in the games that Bijan was injured. Sark loves to have one bell cow back. He doesn't like doing the whole multiple backs. That's not his style.
Look, Rojo's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
60 of those carries came whenever Bijan got hurt.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. We're gonna be straight. But it is what it is, man. I'm just reading comments now. But bro, man, shit, we've been on 1 hour and 50 minutes.
I know we've been on here for a long time, bro.
It don't even seem like it.
I mean, because that's what I'm saying, bro. We gotta link up.
I know it's been a while. It's been a while. But man, Chris, man, appreciate coming on, bro. We're gonna end this right quick. I'm gonna go get me something to eat.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Hey, everybody, stop what you're doing and like right now. Give me a like. Thanks for all the chat, man. Chris was actually humble today.
I told you, hey, I'm probably gonna shock you, but I did give you some real perspective. But you know what? I appreciate you for the honesty and the thoughts about OU as far as just saying, like, man, all this other stuff, I don't understand it. Look, OU's gonna be all right, man. Don't worry about us. Y'all worry about yourselves, all right?
Chris, this is the best comment about you I've ever seen in any of our chats. Super casual. Chris, you've never been described as casual in any of our podcasts.
I don't think that's still good. I don't think that.
No, super casual means like, yeah, he's chill. Like you're never chill in any of the podcasts.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not about to give y'all all this lip service. Like I said, man, I'm fatigued by it. Look, I listen to all the Twitter spaces. I listen to everything, and I'm just like, this is crazy. We sitting here saying that Alabama's not gonna come in here and put a foot. We're saying that Alabama's not gonna do this. All right. It's just a lot of just talking and stuff. Got to go prove it, man. And
I think we're gonna be fine this year. I think I know I can say if we all be drunk, but
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know. I don't know. This year just seems a little different, and I don't know what it is. Last year I wasn't too enthused. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't too enthused about last year. No, seriously. When I saw the offensive line, even against like our first game, man, against freaking Louisiana, the only way that we won that game, it looked good on paper. Yeah, it did. But the only way that we won that game, it was like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. I'm like, dude, we were converting 3rd and like 20,
that
3rd and 17.
He played terrible that year. Napier, I was like, Napier, you got to take him out this game because he's so inconsistent. But hey, I will say this right here. Here's something since y'all love receipts. Steven did say that the offensive line was probably your most underrated part of the team going into the season. He did say that. So, Steven, if you want here, I hope you know that next time we see each other, I'm coming for you because I'm telling you now. I got receipts of my own.
Oh, my bad. I said casual. He said, "Nah, that means you're a casual fan."
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm trying to say that ain't a good thing.
Oh, man. All right, man. Let me get up out of here. All right, folks, man. Appreciate everybody dialing in, man. In this podcast, like in all of them, man, do you, man. Don't be afraid to feel like grow your environment, understand your brilliance. NinosCorner, I'm out. Horns always up. Forget that horns down stuff. Horns always up. Hook them.
Boy, stop. All right, bro. I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah.